What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Everyone's having a great day today. This is the first video I filmed since we got back from Tail of the Dragon, so it's gonna be a fun video today. I'm gonna talk about some things I just picked up for the GTI, pretty much just out of nowhere, and then I'm gonna give you guys kind of a rundown of my experience in Tail of the Dragon and if I think it is worth it. So we're gonna start off right away with what I picked up. So if this doesn't give it away, it is something from the boys over at and girls over at 034 Motorsport, and you might be able to tell it's probably not something you would think that I would be purchasing. It is a DSG tune. Now this is actually their Dynamic Plus device, which of course comes with their Dynamic Plus tuning software and all that good stuff, which is great. And you're probably wondering, because I'm such a diehard HPA fanboy, why I didn't get HPA's DSG tune. And quite frankly, I can be completely honest, and it's not something that I really find is a big deal to hide. It's that I just couldn't stomach paying it. HPA charges a lot of money for their tunes. I mean, I spent well over $1,000 to get my engine tuned, and I love my HPA tune, don't get me wrong, but I couldn't just stomach spending another $950 just to get their DSG tune, because you have not only to buy the file, which is about $700, you have to buy their DSG device as well as their reed cable, and quite frankly I just couldn't stomach it. So I just did a lot of research on tunes, and while of course EQT kind of hit at the top, the issue is you need an access port for anything from EQT, so it's engine or transmission. And since I went with HPA as my tuner for my engine, I don't have an access port. And I'm not about to drop $1,000 on an access port and then, however much it costs. I can't remember if it's $150 or $250 for EQT's DSG tune just for that, because it's about $1,000 to get a DSG unlocked access port, at least from what I've seen online without buying used. And I was just like, I need something that's not going to be as expensive as HPA, which is why I ruled out EQT or Stratified or a couple of the other ones that are access port only, which left me really only a handful of options. It left me with HPA, APR, and 034. My opinion on how APR is doing their tunes, where you have to go to one of their dealers and they install it, is I prefer having a end user device to where I can take the tune off, put the tune on, do as I please. And so that left me with just with what was available to me without buying an access port that I was really crazy about, was HPA and 034. And of course, like I already said, HPA's tune was a little bit too expensive for me to be able to stomach, and so I picked up 034's tune. And so a lot of people don't like 034's tune. A lot of people say it doesn't change enough in normal drive mode, and that really only works in sport. And to that, I'm fine with that. When I'm not in sport mode, I drive the car like a grandma anyway. As I've said before, the only time I really push that car is when people are with me. So we're going to do kind of just a short unboxing of this stuff before we get into the nitty gritty of this video. So let's go ahead and unzip this little really nice carrying case. I will give 034 that. This is a really good carrying case, and I love the kind of embossed, I guess, 034 logo here. So we got a little sticker. I'm trying to decide if I want to put this on the car. I have stickers from all sorts of different companies, and I haven't put them on the car. Granted, I'm not really crazy about putting a bunch of stickers on the car. I have one I got from Tail of the Dragon that I may put on. I think there's some money on that one, and this one's free. So we're gonna open this up. You got your really crazy cool yellow and black braided USB Type B to USB A cable. This is for the tuning device itself. I haven't seen a USB Type B cable in a while. I think I see these on printers. I think is what they refer to as printer cables. And then you have the actual device here, which is in this weird, almost reflective, but also I don't really know. It's already broken. Sweet. Okay, so you pop that off, and then you get your device here, which is actually metal and cold, which I did not expect. I expected it to be plastic. But of course, it's got your USB Type B connector and then your OBD connector. So you will need a laptop to run this, especially more specifically a laptop, because I do not feel like, unless you just happen to have a garage desktop computer for any reason, like if you're at a tuning shop, for example, that, you're not going to want to carry an entire desktop out there. I mean, I'm picturing many people doing that, but definitely have a laptop. You need Windows 10 or Windows 11 to utilize the software and utilize this guy, and it comes with your instructions on how to do that. And which is really nice, because I will give them props. My previous experience, and I'm not saying this to crap on HPA. I love HPA. You guys know I'm a huge HPA fanboy. HPA didn't really supply instructions. I had to hunt down who to email, and then I got instructions from them. 034 just gives them to you right out of the box. So I appreciate that, and I've already kind of glossed over, but it just says to check your email, and you'll get an email from them and how to do all the stuff, install the software, and all of that good stuff. So yeah, that is the unboxing of the 034 Dynamic Plus tuner. Now we're going to sit down and actually go over the nitty-gritty about my experience in Tail of the Dragon, and if I would recommend it to you guys to go on for really anything. So let's talk about that. Alright guys, so I'm going to close out this video for you guys with my review of Tail of the Dragon and things to do before you go. So what I would say is probably one of the most important things to do when you're looking to go to Tail of the Dragon, definitely take care of your consumables, your brakes, your tires, your fluids. Keep an eye on everything. If you have oil issues, keep an eye on it. If you have brake issues, maybe don't go to the Dragon, maybe get that fixed first. Definitely just be wary of that kind of stuff, because the last thing you want to do is break down on the Dragon. I mean, you're in the middle of nowhere, you're 30 minutes away from the closest town, so getting a wrecker or, you know, forbid any sort of emergency vehicles, it'll take way too long. And you definitely don't want to be that guy that is the cause of gumming up the Dragon because you didn't keep an eye on maintaining your car. Just be wary of that kind of stuff. And, you know, if you struggle with any sort of other issue, like oil consumption, for example, just bring your, like, a quart of oil with you at all times, unless you have really severe consumption, in which case I would highly recommend you don't take your car there for, you know, reasons of seizing an engine, which would not be very fun. Be wary of your tune. If you're a tuned car, especially if you're running a forced induction, be wary that the altitude, if your car was not set up in a similar altitude, it's going to be negatively affected. Thankfully for our cases, both my car, all three of us that were on the trip, all three of our cars are tuned, and all three of them did just fine. Michael's, we figured, would probably the most likely have any sort of issues with the tune because his is pro-tuned versus mine being, you know, set up over the factory Volkswagen safety systems, and with Ron's Veloster N, his JB4 is just piggybacking off the OEM ECU. So we figured that both of those cars would probably be fine up there. We figured that because the Speed 3 was very meticulously tuned and very down to the, like, smallest degree of things, you know, every single parameter that, you know, could be touched is very specific. So we figured if any of the cars were going to have any sort of, you know, glitches in the system, so to speak, it would have been that one, but it handled it in stride. But definitely, if you're coming from Florida, for example, or, you know, another state that's just very, you know, closer to sea level, that would definitely be something I would be wary of, is just be wary of your tune. Tires are definitely going to be something, tires and brakes especially, be something you want to watch. Definitely be careful in your brakes, as I learned the hard way. On our second pass, I actually managed to experience such horrendous brake fade, I didn't think I was going to be able to slow down enough for some turns. So I actually had to slow down using the engine and just kind of coast the rest of the way because I wasn't trying to have an accident and crash my only car. So be wary of that kind of stuff. Figure out how you want to drive it, because, you know, for me, I tend to be a brake rider. I ride the brakes a lot when I'm kind of trying to keep my pace kind of at a very specific point. And it's not the best thing to do, especially up there with how aggressive the inclines are. You'll want to kind of be careful on your stuff. Tires, definitely have good condition tires and really good compound. You don't want to be going up there on really crappy, like, $100 tires, like, you know, for the set. Like, you want to go up there with some decent tires and really good condition tires. If you go up there showing cord or really bad tread, you're just asking to crash. And so definitely be wary of that kind of stuff. But that's really all the things I can think of to be wary of. Definitely be, you know, wary of everyone else on the road. Don't cross the double yellow. I mean, I think that's self-explanatory. You know, don't be that guy that crosses the double yellow thinking, oh, it's more fun, because that's just, you know, being a four-letter word that I can't say because I'll get demonetized. So just, you know, be wary and be just kind to the other motorists on the road, whether they be bikes or cars or trucks or whatever. Keep in mind that, you know, this is also a traffic highway. This is typical roads for a lot of people on their commute. So a lot of people are going to be out there just trying to get to work or get to where they're going on their trip. So not everyone there is going to be trying to race up the road. And if they aren't pulling off, pull off yourself. Wait, give them some time to get ahead of you. Stay maybe 2 or 3 minutes at a pull off, and then rejoin the road. Because 9 times out of 10, that will allow you to have the fun you want to have. Now, we actually got stuck behind a minivan, but the reason that was going, you know, 30 miles an hour, you know, the speed limit up there. But of course, all of us wanted to go and have some fun. It was mildly frustrating because they didn't pull off. but we were also running. I think we were running 5 cars strong at that point. We had a pretty large group, so we didn't really have the ability to pull off until we got to the overlooks at the end. So that's just something that is something you have to deal with. But overall, my review of Tail of the Dragon, a lot of people know this was my very first mountain run. It was my very first kind of chance to really push the GTI pretty hard, and I had an absolute blast with it. I did not expect to have as much fun as I did, and I didn't expect the car to do as well as it did, even on the crappy tires it's on. I mean, it's got really good tread life, but they're not the best compound guys. And they ate it up, and I was really impressed. Of course, the brake fade was a bit of an issue, but I'm already looking at getting new wheels and tires, as well as upgrading my brakes, so that'll be something that will have me very excited to go back in the future. Where we've been talking about planning either 1 or 2 more trips this year to go back. So I know Ron's actually going back up sometime later this month. I'm filming this on September 2nd, and he's going back up sometime this month with the Veloster N group. Or I think just the Velosters in general. But as for me and Michael, I think we're going to be kind of sitting on the sidelines and maybe go back up sometime later this year, possibly either in October or December. And then I plan on being back there for Wookiees in the Woods, definitely with the other VWs around like, I think it's next May. So I'm really excited to be going back up there soon. I really had a lot of fun there, and it's definitely worth it. I know a lot of people are going to say it's overrated. The roads around it are better, such as Fontana or Skyway or certain other roads out there. I don't know the names of all of them. I really only know Fontana, Skyway, and Hellbender. I don't really know the other ones. I actually don't even know where Fontana is. I just know I've driven Hellbender and Tail of the Dragon. So anyway, that wraps up this video. Hope you all enjoyed. I can't wait to show you guys more stuff coming soon on the GTI. I've got several videos backlogged. I actually had to come back to this one because I didn't film an outro clip for it. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. Have a great day.